As-salaam wa-alaikum, brothers and sisters. Welcome to Year 3 of the 17 Verses podcast. I'm your host, Maher Haq. In this podcast, we take a small selection from the Quran every day and recite it to you in plain English, so you can get a small slice of God's Word while you go about your day. By averaging 17 verses per day, we're able to break the Quran down into manageable pieces and finish it in 1 year. If you enjoyed the podcast, please help spread the word. Tell your friends and family, subscribe in iTunes or Stitcher, and write us a review. Today's selection concludes Surah 67, Al-Mulk, or the Dominion, verses 15 through 30. These verses provide several warnings to the believers and the unbelievers. No one can help you against Allah. No one can provide you sustenance besides Allah. And no one can save you from the punishment of Allah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. It is He who has made the earth subservient to you, to walk through its tracts and eat of His provided sustenance. To Him is the return at resurrection. Do you feel secure that He who is in heaven will not cause the earth to cave in besides you and start shaking suddenly? Or do you feel secure that He who is in heaven will not send against you a violent tornado? Then you shall know how was my warning. Those who have gone before them likewise disbelieved. Then see how terrible was the way I rejected them. Do they not observe the birds above them spreading their wings and folding them? None could hold them except the compassionate Allah. Surely it is He who watches over all things. What force is there that can help you besides Allah? In fact, the unbelievers are suffering from delusion. Or who is there that can provide you if He withholds His provision? Yet they persist in rebellion and aversion from the truth. Just think who is rightly guided, he who walks with his face bent down, or he who walks properly on an even path. Say, it is He who has brought you into being, gave you the faculties of hearing, seeing, feeling, and understanding, yet you are seldom thankful. Say, it is He who has multiplied you in the earth, and before Him you shall all be assembled. They ask, when will this promise be fulfilled if what you say is true? Tell them, Allah alone has the knowledge of that. My mission is only to warn you plainly. But when they shall see it close at hand, the faces of the disbelievers will turn black with gloom, and it will be said to them, this is which you were calling for. Further say, have you ever considered that even if Allah destroys me, as well as those with me, or bestows His mercy on us, who will save the disbelievers from a painful punishment? Say, He is the compassionate. In Him we have believed, and in Him we have put our trust. Soon you will find out which one of us is in manifest error. Say, have you ever considered that if all the water you have sink down in the ground, who is it that will bring you the clear flowing water? Ameen. This concludes today's episode of the 17 Verses podcast. I hope that this selection helps increase your understanding of the Holy Quran just a little bit. If you like the podcast, you can subscribe in iTunes or Stitcher and write us a review. Or you can grab the RSS feed and put it into your own podcast app. The show notes, including a text version of this episode, can be found by going to 17verses.com. That's the numbers 17, VERSES.com. Thank you, and be well.